Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Doosan Creek. My name's Matt. You probably already know that. If you already knew that, you probably also know that I am a big fan of the Ritchie Brothers auctions. I like to buy and sell and swap a lot of equipment, and there's a sale starts tomorrow. So we are headed up to the Ritchie Brothers yard to have a little gander at everything before the sale. And I think our buddy Sam from Scrappy Industries is meeting us up there as well. So just pulling out of the driveway now. I will see you up there shortly. I love looking at all the trees this time of year. I hate that it means we're getting into winter, but man, is it beautiful. Look at that. Like a glutton for punishment, we are back again, baby. Bright and early. I don't think they're even letting people in yet, but only got a couple minutes to wait. All right, so first step through the gate here. Taking a look around at what they got. This is the same model as the one I have, just quite a bit newer. I don't think this is in today's sale, though. Definitely nicer than mine. I think we can live without that, though. There's one item in particular here that I've already seen online that I'm definitely interested in. You guys can probably speculate as to what that is due to a recent video. So we're going to meander our way back through the sale until we get to said item. And if it's nice, we might try to own it tomorrow. Looks decent enough in the pictures. If you guys think you have a good guess on what it is I'm talking about, go ahead and leave a comment down below. State your guesses. Lock in your choices now. That's interesting. See, it's little details like this you need to pay attention for at a sale. They're pretty good about disclosing flood stuff, but, you know, you never know. United Rental Flood Shop. So I heard somewhere not too far from us last year, we're going back almost a year now, that a United Rentals yard had completely flooded, all the machines, everything. And if this compressor was in the flood, you can tell it was. It's got all kind of mud and stuff caked up in there. They do have the compressor head apart. So basically, I'm going to be extra careful if I'm looking at anything from United Rents. We're going to be extra careful looking at that today. What are these things? Oh, I think they're portable air conditioners. And boy howdy, do they have a bunch of them. What is this thing? It's like a hydraulic test unit or something over here. Nice fuel tank. Is that a little 4BT Cummins in there maybe? I like little stuff like this. Can't get the lid open on it. She's deader than dead. Big hydraulic pump off the shaft. You never know, some unit like this might go cheap and you could buy it for less than the cost of an engine. Antifreeze looks good. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The 4BT Cummins is a really good engine to repower some old equipment with. Or throw into something like a little Jeep or something. I'd probably go $1,500 on one of these. They might go for way more, but they might not. Oof. Poor little Miller Bobcat had a rough ride at some point. I have these headache racks in my watch list. If one of these goes cheap enough, I think they would look really good on the back of the Mac. Probably that one's what I'm leaning towards. We'll have to see what they go for. I don't want to spend much on one, maybe a couple $100. I don't rightly know what Ritchie Brothers has been doing here with these international Penske trucks. These trucks have been sitting here for well over a year at this point. I was told by a credible source that Ritchie Brothers actually bought them outright. And for whatever reason, they've just been sitting on them and haven't sold them off yet. And I'm speculating that they're losing money on them because the market's only getting softer and the trucks are only getting older. So I don't know what the thought is there. These ones on this side are for sale. They're actually in the sale, but all the yellow ones, not in the sale. So I don't know what the deal is. Ooh, check this guy out. That is a big old clamshell bucket. I have this in my watch list, but I really couldn't tell how big it was online. That sucker's big. You know who needs this? Sam needs this for his 30B, Bucyrus 30B that they have sitting in their driveway. This would be probably the right size for it. It's too big for anything I got. That's probably a 1.5 yard clamshell. Probably go cheap because it's so big, but I don't know that. We'll have to see. I don't even want to speculate. The last clamshell I saw at sale was smaller, about half the size, and I think it went for 350 bucks. When I came through the gate there, I said I might be a glutton for punishment for coming back again, but you know what I'm not? Stupid. We're not buying any more forklifts. I did okay on the forklifts, it just took way too long to sell them. Those are the style that I bought a couple sales back. These little guys are like electric doodads. And I tell you what, honestly, these would probably be ideal for in my shop. They're nice and compact, but I think they're electric. I'm not electric. Not a big fan. The single rear wheel means they're super maneuverable. Probably would be pretty good for in the shop, and they have a nice tall mast, whereas the ones that I have from the last sale, not so hot. Real short masts. I don't know, they'd have to go super cheap for me to be interested in them. Probably under $1,500. Do they even work? Yeah. We got no signs of life. That's not good. Oh, wait, there's an E-stop. Ooh, yeah. Things are happening now. Working, but painfully slow. I think the batteries are just that far dead. The one nice thing that these have is power fork adjust, which is really nice. I don't know. I might be talking myself into one of these things. Certainly didn't come up here looking for forklifts, and definitely not battery operated ones, but those might be really handy in the shop. We'll have to do some research on those. I'm not familiar with Doosan forklifts. I don't like Doosan hardly anything, but everybody's got something they're good at, otherwise they wouldn't be something. We're still like a world away from where I started looking at the Penske trucks, and they're still just keep going and going and going. And they never sell them. Ritchie Brothers, if you're watching this, explain to me why these don't sell. I spy some service trucks. Let's go have a look at those. These usually bring way too much money, but you never know. Sometimes they don't. That's a big part of why I like going to the auctions, is because you just don't know, and I'm there watching just to make sure nothing gets sold too cheaply. If they want to give something away, I'll take it. These are nice trucks. The Trumbull truck was this, little Kenworth. This is going to bring way too much money. I don't even want to look at it. That's probably an $80,000 truck, maybe. Just guessing, ballpark. Little Peter car, maybe 40. Too new and too big, really, for what I want it for, but I wouldn't complain if it went cheap enough. This little 750 is a nice size. I think this one's been here through a couple sales. For whatever reason, it hasn't been picked up, maybe. I think it's the same one. Got us a flat tire. Looks like they pretty well cleaned her out. They even took the vise off the deck back here, whereas the other two still have their vices attached. But this is really the business end of your service truck. I'd like to build something similar for our little F-250 service truck when I get it back together. Not quite as big, obviously, because it's a much smaller truck, but a decent sized bumper you can actually lay your tools out and some parts on and actually get something accomplished. So there's something I was interested in and I have in my watch list. It's an Oshkosh heavy haul truck. It's got very low mileage on it, and I'm curious as to what it will sell for, because I don't think it's a very desirable truck, but it does have good drivetrain in it. Might be able to rob it for parts, sell the rest. If it goes cheap enough, that is. Yeah, look at that old war horse, huh? Not the best looking truck out there, but they're pretty tough. Ooh, yeah, I didn't even notice that in the pictures. Got a nice big hydraulic winch on the back here for dragging stuff up onto your fifth wheel or onto your trailer, either one. It is a very high riding truck. That fifth wheel plate probably sits a good 10 inches higher than the one on my Mac. Some seriously beefy tires on there, 24-inch rubber. Look at that. My pinky fits below the treads. Those are some meat hooks, that's for sure. Battery switch. I'm glad they labeled that because I'd have never found it. Door's pretty rusty. Oh, it's got tire chains? Man, this thing is rugged as rugged gets. Look at how just bare bones this thing is. That door must weigh 150, 200 pounds. I'm trying to remember what's in this thing for an engine. Might be an N14. I think this was an Army truck. Yeah, the OD green in here. It's got all the Army decals and stuff. Look at that Caterpillar automatic transmission. That's pretty cool. I have no idea if these are good or bad. We'll have to wait on Sam to tell me that. It's a 16-speed, and you just keep jamming her up further and further into whatever speed you want. That is nifty looking. Never seen one of those. Do we think this thing's going to start? Got the CB crackling to life. Oh, here we go. Fired right up. Wow. That's pretty cool. Big part of the reason I'm interested in this thing is because 9,471 miles. It's basically new as far as the engine and the drivetrain's concerned. What a unit. Yeah, it's a 400 horse big cam Cummins. That's the same engine we're supposed to be putting in the auto car whenever we get around to completing it. But if this thing would go cheap enough, we might put this engine in the auto car. Better late than never. Sam finally joins us.
Second shift.
Yeah. What's up, bud?
Oh my God. I literally just saw a cloud of black smoke.
And you're like, that's where he's at. Yeah. That makes sense. I was just about to try her out. It's a unique transmission. I've never seen one. I didn't know Caterpillar made transmissions except for like 777s.
Well, I think it's like all like kind of that division and that just use it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. That's why it says so high. All-wheel drive. Ooh. That's interesting.
So is that crane carrier? Isn't that what CC is?
It could be, yeah.
Crane carrier corporation.
Not positive on that, but I think so. Fired right up, and I mean right up.
It looks mean.
Yeah, it's not, to me it doesn't have the auto car cool factor, but it is cool.
I think it's a little higher.
It's definitely higher, yeah.
Wheel drive makes the cool factor higher.
Yeah, that helps. It's a...
Like, you need a ladder. The cab, the floor is...
Yeah, that's your shoulder height. And it's an ex-military truck.
Don't get drunk and fall out of this cab.
No, that'd be a bad time.
It's really going to hurt.
It's only got 9,000 miles on it.
Yeah, this cutoff would be like really good for the brown Superliner.
Buddy, stop it.
Double frame, clean double frame.
9,000 miles.
Look at that nice Hendrickson walking beam. That wouldn't be bad.
You hate walking beam.
I like this cutoff. I need this truck now. Winds too.
Still trying to figure it out. It no go. I'm sure it does. I just don't know how to work it.
Oh, so it's automatic.
Yeah.
Is this like a retarder? What is that guy?
It makes me feel retarder.
It's just got a switch on it. It's like a, I wonder if it's like a Jake switch or something weird. Like, why would they do that?
Oh, wait, I might have figured it out. There we go. Oh, it stalled it out.
The Jake came on. I think your left pedal is the Jake. Because the Jake came on.
Yeah, there's like the air brake release is like on the side of the shifter column. Bizarre. I guess, yeah, I keep hitting it like it's a clutch, and it's not a clutch. How about all the air clicking going on? That's weird. It keeps kicking me out. I think it's low air pressure. Yeah, well, that's my issue, is it kicks the transmission out of gear as soon as it gets below 60 PSI. That really screws the pooch for trying to cheat an air leak. You know, on a normal truck, you got a hellacious air leak, you can just keep her to the rug and keep driving, and you'll have enough air to actually work the brakes a bit, you know, to get you home. This thing just kicks you into neutral as soon as it gets below air pressure, below 60 PSI. Yeah, what do you think this thing's gonna go for?
3,500.
3,500, he says, folks. I think I'm gonna go.
It's a hard thing to put a price on.
Yeah, it's very unique. I don't think you're far off. I'm gonna say 4,000 just because Price is Right rules. Yeah, $1, Bob. We'll see.
I can't see it being a lot.
No, it's definitely not gonna go for a lot. They got a lot of minis in here today, though, actually. They're usually pretty light on the mini equipment. A couple 308 Cats, a couple 85 John Deeres, ooh, a Caterpillar 55, and all the Bob scraps you could ever want, which is none. These Deere 85s were on my radar when I was looking for a new hoe. Oh, they're a little more bare bones than I remember, actually. I think I like my case a good bit better. Look at the ice cleats they got welded on this thing. Well, you're not tracking this down the road anymore. Well, I mean, you might, but the road's gonna know it. This ain't a bad size machine here. This is something I wouldn't mind having, but I don't know if I can even fit in that cab. She looks tight. I don't know. That's pretty snug. Ah! When the cab is small enough that it makes the fold-up foot pedals, you're getting into some small stuff.
Size, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to find a machine this size that's big. Huh?
You get 2 buckets.
Two buckets and a manual quick attach. Machines this size always bring a lot of money because every homeowner wants to have one. They can haul it with their pickup truck or even their wife's SUV. Only weighs probably about 5,000 or 6,000 pounds, but it is a handy little size machine for doing tight work. Has air conditioning. Takeuchi is definitely a brand I can get behind. Only 1,900 hours. This thing's going to bring 23,000, I'm going to say. 23,000. That's my official bid guess on this guy. She's older, but I tell you what, she's got it where you want it. But I think that Hitachi 450 is going to be in our budget.
That'd be useful.
Oh yeah, very useful for digging giant holes.
And we just need a couple big trucks to go with it.
Ooh, I like where this is going. I know the real reason you're walking down this aisle, though. How about that cute little dresser?
No. We'll check her out.
So if you don't know, Deere and Hitachi for the longest time were the same machine with a different engine and a different paint job.
I don't think they still haven't released the new Deere, the Deere yet.
Okay, well, there you go.
They had their divorce. They had the divorce, but Deere's still building Hitachi machines, but now they own the plant.
Ooh.
The plants and everything.
So we don't want anything to do with you anymore, so we'll just buy you entirely.
Right. Well, they own the plants in the U.S. and Canada, and now Hitachi imports everything again, like they used to before they were with Deere. I don't really know.
Interesting. But my point in saying that was I'm not a Deere fan, but I am a Hitachi fan. And I ran a very similar size machine to this. I thought it was a 470 in my mind, but I could be wrong. So this is a nice size machine. It's got catwalks on it. And this thing, for the size of it, or at least the one I ran, was still fairly quick and nimble, but you could get a lot done. And it was pretty cushy in the cab as far as creature comforts go. But looking at my new 450 here anyway, yeah, let's go jump in this thing and see what we got. Undercarriage is pretty decent. It's runnable. I don't think I'll wear it out. Dear Darla. Might have some low batteries here. She might not want to go. Oh no, it fired.
Would this happen in Zuzu?
I don't know. She's got the Isuzu power plant in there. It sounds good. Sounds real smooth.
That's definitely the advantage of not having to go near it.
Yeah, it runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a nice orange machine over a yellow and black one any day. Oh, she's got some bucket pin slop. Doesn't look like we're into line boring territory yet though. Try to see if I can't rip down the power lines and the chain link fence here. Yeah. Been a while since I run one like this. I like it. I ripped out a good chunk of Interstate 70 on a night shift on one of these. I liked it.
Not look too slopped out.
That's not bad. I think pins and bushings would get you fixed up there.
Yeah, I saw just a little bit at the bucket, but not.
The stick seems tight. Stick and boom both seem tight.
Throttle it up again. It's nice and clean.
It sounds like it stumbles just a fuzz. Sounds like it stumbles just a fuzz when you first give it, but nothing bad. Yeah, probably. I mean,
I feel like this is still out of your budget.
yeah, probably a little too new.
It's still a very.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say it doesn't have those,
That Diesel Creek shine to it.
that price gouging aren't installed yet. See, to the left of Hitachi, they did a little bit of welding right there. And a little
Oh
bit
yeah, I see it.
back here, they plated something back.
Yep. Actually, I think that's cracked right there. It's still cracked. That's money off right there.
Stock the plate is done. Too soon. Well, you might want to address that. That quickly.
Oh, that'll escalate real quick.
I heard.
That'll escalate very
When
quickly.
you pick the boom up, you can hear it.
That's the boom leaving the chat. Boy, what happens if you're test running this thing? The boom just snaps off here in the yard. You just cut the key and walk away. Do I really need a Hitachi 450 excavator?
Yes.
Sam says yes. I say absolutely, and I don't think I could go very much more than 20 on it, and I think this is still going to go for more than that. No, I don't think 20 is going to get her. If this was an older machine, like a little bit older, maybe 10 years older, yeah, we'd probably get it. The secret to buying big stuff is that nobody wants to move it, and now we're pretty well rigged up to move it. Sam's giving the 650H a go. I ran an 850J, and I believe they're set up the same. Okay, 650J, so yeah, they're basically the same machine, just a newer version of it. And I don't like the deers. The way they steer, I think the throttle in the 850J that I ran, I hated. Maybe it was a 750J. It's been a long time ago. I just remember I did not like it. To be fair though, any of the equivalent models in a Caterpillar, something like this 6K over here, I also hate. They steer differently than a bigger tractor. Big tractors have what's called tiller steer. These are kind of like a hydrostat. And they cross steer when you go backwards. Do not like any of the way these flat track machines operate.
Why do they do the steering like not an S pattern like a skid loader?
Yeah, you got me.
The exact same thing as skid loader, except reverse is backwards.
Backwards, yeah. So I was just complaining that to the camera before you got out of the cab there. I can't stand the way Caterpillar does it too. You cross steer when you go backwards.
Mind it, but it just seems odd to me that you're in a skid loader and you're doing it one way, which is really, I feel, the backwards way, the S pattern.
Yeah, but everybody does it. You learned it.
Probably this existed before the skid loaders.
I don't know.
Because like the skid loader, the S pattern weren't really popular until what? Like Cat was doing that in what, early 2000s?
Yeah, I was gonna say early 2000s, somewhere in there. I just don't like it. I think they should be set up like a big dozer.
I'm surprised how slopped out the blade is on this for 4,300 hours. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this.
John Deere, bud.
Yeah.
Made with quality parts. No, I just wish they had a tiller steer like a big dozer. I don't know why we don't have that.
Because I think being the hydrostat,
That's probably why they had to do it.
You click it in. Like, this is still so much nicer steering than like that TD7 with steering clutches.
Well,
you
but
can just
like,
ease it around.
I don't know about that N, but an 8T with a tiller steer.
Because they're differential steers.
Yeah, you're using.
They're the same thing. Like, you're still able to nicely steer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying it should be like steer clutches, but I don't like either that you have to throw the forward and backwards lever like in that pocket. I wish it was just a thumb switch like the bigger machines.
Yeah.
And you could throw it forward, reverse that way.
Well, I don't think I've ever been in an H. I've only been in a J.
Which is right next to it.
That you have a speed like with your thumb. Or this one, the speed.
That's what it was.
The speed's a whole separate lever on this thing. It's kind
yeah,
of weird.
I've never run the H. The J is what I ran and I hated it. Hated it.
Well, this one's even worse because you literally take your hand off if you want to change speed and move this other lever.
Yeah. Not a fan of any of these. 2 8N machines down here. Our buddy Gino's looking at. I don't remember which one it is that he wants to buy, but said he was going after one pretty hard. Not a bad looking machine. Good undercarriage, lots of rail height. Yeah, blade looks nice. Both machines look pretty good. I'd say this one does have the better undercarriage on it. I think Gino told me he was trying to get out of it under 60. I think that's doable. I'm gonna say these are gonna be in the 40s. So we'll see at the end of the sale if our buddy Gino has a new D8. So here's something that's kind of cool that I might end up owning. I feel like this is gonna go for dirt cheap. It's a bridge inspection trailer, and it like, yeah, it sits on a bridge and will drive itself along the shoulder, and this is like a man basket that'll like swing out and under the bridge so that workers can inspect the underside of the bridge.
I'm not getting in this one.
Oh, I'm not gonna use it obviously, but it looks heavy and I feel like it'll go cheap.
Brand new tires on it.
Yeah, like there's a lot of cool stuff on here, and I believe there's an engine. It's just this little guy.
Little hats.
Little Hots diesel. Yeah, I mean, that right there is not something easy to come by. 2-cylinder Hots, I don't think I've ever even seen one. They're very popular in other countries, but not here. And I just feel like they're gonna give this thing away, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. Maybe like save the planking and stuff off of there.
Perfect cab for a pulling sled.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminded me of, as a pulling sled when I saw it. Maybe we just build our own pulling sled. But something like this goes cheap enough, I'm in, I'll buy it. Take what I want off it and scrap the rest. This is what I came out here to really look at. Sam's already hating on it.
The pictures were hiding a lot.
I don't think it's that bad. That's surface rust.
This is part of the Talbert VIN swap Ritchie Brothers Arama.
Yeah, the VIN tag on this Talbert trailer definitely looks a little sus, as the kids say these days. It looks like somebody carved it in prison with a screwdriver. Yeah, this is
It's like a guy with a hammer and a little punch.
Very crudely done. But at the same time, I mean, it's an embossed Talbert tag.
Right.
It's like they got a blank and filled it out themselves or something.
That is strange. And then I still don't understand how do people, I don't know if that's side loading with an excavator and smashing the bucket into the rails, but how do you bend the cross members like that?
Yeah, only one of them is bad enough to where I feel bad about it. Like that one's actually bowed. At any rate, it's a lot nicer than the scrap I got. Structurally, from what I can see, doesn't look terrible.
I mean, I don't think it's terrible, but like it's definitely like into that main beam a little
Yeah,
bit
it's got
there.
some rot going on. Oh, a little bit of rust.
The worst places I've seen, and Gino isn't wrong, is see right here, down in this. And that's where it's really scaled. It's like where people set them in the dirt.
Right, it just holds it all in there.
And it'll, like, the main beam right here gets just wrecked. And you can't see any of that without, like, lifting the trailer up in the air. But the 50-ton deck section right now, there's holes in that raw material. So that's going to be a lot of rework on that.
Yeah, even just looking at the metal mesh down here that they have laying down here and these main beams next to it, definitely holds the moisture. People throw all their chains and stuff in here. It grabs all the road grime and salt, holds it in there. She's a little bit rougher than I thought in the pictures, but
definitely, I think you'd probably end up doing a little cutting and welding up front here. I'm a little
down in a little honey hole.
Concerned by that.
So if you followed in the last Lowboy video that I did, or the video about the Mack truck anyway, I covered that the The lowboy trailer I have currently is a ground bearing trailer. I would much rather have a non-ground bearing trailer. It's a spring ride trailer that I have. This is an air ride trailer, which is definitely arguably better. This trailer is a little rougher than I thought it was in the pictures, but one thing it has that I really like is that it's set up to accommodate a booster axle already. So basically you can just pin on a third axle and, you know, magically increase your capacity a bit. It's got brand new looking tires on it with Alcoas. There is some scale, some stuff that needs...
It doesn't look hateful underneath.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of love, but I don't think it's too far gone yet. There's a little compartment up front Sam was pointing out where your lines disconnect and tuck away. That they hold a lot of dirt up there and they rust out there.
Well, basically in the main rail on both sides, it's just like the low spot of the main rails.
From what I can see underneath here, not terrible, but she would definitely benefit from a good flip over blast and paint.
You see, like, it's not that hateful.
Yeah, I think you'd be all right.
I think it's just definitely time for a sandblasting.
Yeah. So I'm definitely still interested. I just think we have to be at the right price point on it. So these trailers too with an air ride is nice because you can drop your bags on your truck, set the trailer down on the ground, and then dump your bags on the trailer. She sets really nice and low, and you can just crawl right up on the side of this thing, never break the neck off of it ever. The way God intended. And Talbert, to their credit, already has nice gussets all along the sides here. And I don't see a sticker that says no side loading. It's really funny on YouTube, whenever I side loaded my excavator in the last video, there was a group of people that thought that that was the acceptable normal way to load, and then there was the other people crying that I was destroying the trailer. I'm here to tell you I've loaded a lot of big stuff on trailers, and if you do it right, it's okay. Definitely better to have air ride to do it though. So after closer inspection, she's not quite the trailer I thought she was in the pictures, but still not hateful. A little more work than I was anticipating. I think I'd be a player at like 22 maybe at the most. We're gonna downgrade our bid. I was thinking a little higher, but now I'm not.
It's a good thing to look at them in person.
Yeah, I
think that trucks and trailers are a very hard thing to internet buy because they'll hide all that rust and everything.
Well, I mean, you got to really work to see a lot of it. Even like to give the picture guys credit, when you see something that's rusted in a picture, like they had to probably really work to get that picture for you. So thank your auctioneer if you actually see the goods in the pictures. We'll see what happens. Auction goes off. Well, the auction starts tomorrow, but this doesn't sell for I think 2 days or 3 days. So
it's a timed auction, I take it?
Yeah, timed auction, which means people have time to really mull it over and think about how much they want this or don't want it. So it can help you, it can hurt you. We'll see. Okay, it's the day of the auction here. We got about 5 minutes till the sale starts. We've got 2 auction rings running this morning, 2 live auction rings plus the timed auction. I usually just try to hop on here a few minutes before the sale starts so I can familiarize with what's coming up first, and you know, because when I look at items, I'm not really paying attention to lot numbers and what order they're selling in. So they're going to be firing up here soon, but it doesn't look like anything I'm really interested in is going to be coming up for a while. So we will just keep a loose eye on it. I'm just trying to get some stuff done in the shop here because can't just sit here and stare at the screen all day. This is the first track skid steer that's popped up for sale, but they were just giving away all these wheeled machines up here. I mean, dirt cheap as far as I'm concerned. There's a TL12 at our location right here. I didn't even look at it. It's got 843 hours. I'm sure it's going to go for a lot of money still, but in the off chance they're trying to give it away, I'm prepared to go on that.
Everybody busted 2,500, 2,500, 25, 2,000, 25, 3, 3,000, 3,000, not a good 3,000 down, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000 down, 5, 5,000 down, 5, 5,000 down, 5, 45.
This is tempting, I don't know. If it was any closer, I'd be in. This is 7.5 hours away. That is tough. Okay, that's starting to pull away. We're just here to make sure that they're not giving anything away, you know what I mean? Sold it for 8,000. Well guys, it's a few days after the sale and we managed to snag a couple items. One of them I never dreamed that I would get, but I own it. So I got the old Mac warming up there and we are about to run up to the sale and grab one of the 2 pieces I got from Ritchie Brothers. But the most exciting news is that we didn't just hit up the Ritchie Brothers sale. Buddy Sam over at Scrappy Industries turned me on to another sale that was going off the day after Ritchie Brothers. And at first I wasn't initially interested in anything at that sale. It all looked like it was pretty well scrapped. But we went and we had a peek at it and, well, you'll see. We're here. Well, if you haven't figured out what we bought yet, go ahead and lock in your guesses down in the comments, because I'm about to pull up to the first thing. And this first item here, I'm not shocked that we came away with. I didn't think it was going to bring a lot of money. Well, if you guys guessed that we'd be coming home with this beautiful AM General heavy haul truck, then you would be right. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do with this truck, but it is just a cool truck. Anyway, let's go ahead and drop the neck on the trailer, get it loaded up. After we get this thing loaded, I'll show you what else I ended up coming home with. All right, well, the master switch got left on. So let's hope that this thing's gonna fire up. Hopefully the battery hasn't gone dead on us. Check our shifters over here, still in neutral. Key to the on position, we've got some juice. Hold her to the rug, let her scream. Oh, man. So let this thing sit here and build air while we disconnect the Mac from the trailer and get this thing loaded up. This truck seems to be in very good drivable condition. We probably could have driven it home, but Sam noticed that it had a pretty significant air leak when you would hit the brakes when we were up here at the preview. And because of this fancy Auto Magic transmission, when it gets below 60 PSI, it kicks you out of gear, puts you in neutral. So you don't want to do that in the middle of the road. Well, it's not pretty, and I found out just exactly how terrible my deck boards really are. We're gonna have to put some new boards on there sooner than later, as you can see. It didn't like tires. Tracks have been doing okay, but tires, no bueno. It was too long to put on going forwards, so we had to do it this way. That all worked out. Let's get this thing picked up and chained down. Okay, all chained down. Let's get out of here. Now, I don't know if it's just because I'm still getting over a cold and not really feeling myself, but right now, I have no love for this truck. I don't know why. Usually I'm pretty giddy about an auction purchase, but this one is just leaving me kind of flat right now. Anyway, we made it home. Let's go ahead and get this thing unloaded, figure out what the heck we're gonna do with it. Alright, some of the love might be coming back. This thing is pretty cool. I haven't actually got to drive it yet, so let's try to take this thing just for a little rip up the driveway and back. Seems like it works fine. It just, if you hit the brakes a bunch, it, you know, hemorrhages air. But man, look at the meat hooks this thing's got on it. Like some meaty recap 24.5s on this thing. They got all the tread left. Nice tires all the way around, like real nice tires. Cab's got a little bit of rust, but it's not terrible. Let's try and take it for a rip. Boy, I think there's a learning curve to this thing for sure. Gets up and goes really well. Oh, the J sound awesome. All right, the love's coming back a little. Well, I would say it's bright and early the next morning, but we're a little bit ahead of the bright part. Fire up the Mac again. We got some more running to do. These auctions are going to be the death of me. Ah. Rise and shine, big dog. All right. Looks a lot brighter on the screen than it is here in real life, so the sun is on its way up, but definitely not up yet. But we're moving and grooving. Gonna mosey on down to Aliquippa, PA, where we have managed to scrounge up some more junk. Go figure. Sometimes the prices are just too darn good to pass. At least we got good weather for it. This is late October, dang near into November, and I think it's supposed to be high of 79 degrees today. So hard to complain about that. All right, we just pulled in here to the auction yard, or at least the place where the auction was held. I don't think it's typically an auction yard. You gotta climb this mountain to get in here, though. It is a long, windy, steep driveway. Finally, we have reached the summit. And I can spy our buddy Sam from here. Oh good, they have a forklift here. I thought we were on our own for loadout. Cut the brakes, driver, we made it.
Hey, bud.
What's up, bud?
How you doing?
Pretty good. We made her. Look at her just picking up the poor little Yanmar, about to dump her on this step deck.
Dude, that's nothing. That's 75. The 75 behind that dump truck, he had it from the back. It looked like a backhoe forklift.
That's awesome. When the final drives go bad, you just tote it around on your forklift, keep digging.
It's like those attachments for a skid steer.
Perfect.
But for a forklift.
That's perfect. So what kind of scrap did I buy, bud?
I remembered it looking better than it did when I pulled in today.
These actually look better than I remembered them, so.
Oh, okay. Well, it's all to win. I thought the tires had like some air, not like flat as a pancake.
Well, I think they did when we were here.
Oh, they, okay.
I think they've bled down significantly more.
Sir, you're leaking.
Oh.
Is that your screen? You don't,
Probably.
You don't need, oh, that's just the one I think for the
Yeah, it's the fuel neck one. So these are like Cabelco-ish / Trojan wheel loaders. There's not a lot of information online about them. We do have some fairly new batteries. All I know about them is that according to the auction description, they run.
Oh, they're turbinated.
They have Deutz diesels in them, so no radiators.
With turbinators, though.
Yeah, that's not super common for Deutz, I don't think. But I'm not a big, giant Deutz guy either, so.
Yeah, they look like 1023.
Air cleaner's ripped out of this one.
That's for better ether injection.
I literally walked right past these things when me and Sam were up here looking around. I never...
We said, what brand are they?
Yeah. I didn't look at them at all. So I managed to score both of these though for $3,500 a piece, and I don't think I could really go wrong at that price point.
I don't think we're getting air in that one. It's off the O-ring.
Ye of little faith. I brought 3 cans of ether. Oh, I didn't bring a torch. Dang it. All right, well, let's start messing around with these things and see what we can do here for getting them fired up and potentially loaded. Guess we should probably work on air and tires first.
You can walk that on while we get them running.
Yeah.
Should you stand directly in front of this tire or not?
Yeah, in fact, put your face right there. Would probably be the preferred method of inflation.
Close enough, really.
So we got the hose tied into the truck, airing up some tires. I think maybe a couple of them will take air. A couple of them not looking so hot.
This is like the only one that has the best chance, I think.
Why do I do this? Sam's not a lot better in this boat. In fact, I know Sam's...
We're both guilty of this.
The purchase that Sam has made, which you'll have to go to his video to see, there's no chance that that one's going to take air. That's all I'm going to say about it.
They picked it up on blocks, though.
Oh, well, that was
Since
nice
we
of
were
them.
Here, they cared so much. They picked it up on
Did they
blocks.
straighten it out?
No.
Yeah.
If we came over with like one of these minis, if any of these, like maybe the 375, come over and just do some body work on that rim.
Yeah. All right, well, which...
Buddy, your forward deck.
It's almost ready for a new deck. That truck I picked up yesterday really did her in.
I see that.
All right, let's dive into one of these things, see what we got here. Let's start by checking some fluids, I guess.
And I paid $5.
That one's missing the transmission. So they had mechanics come up here before the auction and like put new fuel filters and things and get everything running because this stuff's all been evidently sitting for a long time. I don't know why they bothered to switch out fuel filters, but that's what they did. That's what they did with our air filter. Yeah, the auction description said runs. That's all it said. It didn't say functions, it just said runs. We've got no oil, well, maybe a drop of oil on the dipstick. That's good. Engine oil is all we really need to be concerned about on this unit since there's no antifreeze to worry about. I guess we need to worry about transmission fluid and fuel as well. Newer batteries in this unit as well. Nice big wasp nest there. That's good. 10 of 23, so they're not super new, but they're not super old. Look at that. This tire is inflated up. Just Jim Dandy. Perfect. Yeah, this one's off the O-ring, so that's not going to hold any air. Now, looking at the serious rot we've got going on this cab. Oh my goodness, look at that. I would say that these machines have seen some salt. That is just a guess. Or something else that's extremely corrosive like salt. So we're scrounging around looking for a jug of oil. Didn't think to bring that for some stupid reason. We brought everything else. Let's check the oil on unit number 2 here. Hopefully this one's a little bit better. Oh yeah, we got all kind of oil in this one. This one's got oil enough for both of them. Let's just give her a go, see what's gonna happen here. The other one, you know,
Did it crank?
I didn't try it, no. This one's missing the key. The other one has the key in it. Okay, let's go over there and grab that key. I'm never one to disparage anyone, but me and Sam have been joking since we started looking at this auction that this place makes Ritchie Brothers look like a Barrett Jackson sale. I mean, this is as ragtag gets. They've got an absolute mountain of these crane mats here that have been sitting here for years and years. I mean, look over here, they're all rotted away, junk trees growing out of them. They were trying to sell these things, and believe it or not, no one would bid on them. Can you believe that? The auctioneer was dumbfounded. Anyway, see if we got any signs of life here. Oh, look at that. Got signs of life, 5,300 hours on the clock. Let's see what she's got.
Oh, buddy. Look at that. No way it was that easy.
You couldn't ask for any better than that.
What are you even worried about?
They said it runs. Did you notice that's like Schedule 40 pipe for your exhaust?
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Wonder if the rest of the loader works.
Hey, bud, let's find out. Look at that. Doesn't even seem all clapped out. Maybe we can air her up now. Even drives.
This place is awesome up here.
Isn't it?
When excavators fly, eh?
Something like that.
All right, so unit 1, you guys saw, fired right up. Can't believe how well that thing started up. Still working on getting tires aired up. I think we got 2 out of 4 on this guy. And on this one, I think we got 2 out of 4 as well, but a different 2. So this is the one that the oil's not even on the dipstick. We don't have any oil, but we're gonna fire it up, see if it makes oil pressure. Hopefully we're gonna fire it up anyway, I should say. As you can see, the interior in this unit is in just dandy shape. All right, this one's clearly not loving life nearly as much. Let me grab some ether. Well, with a little bit of persuasion in a can, it fires up. Problem is, there's no oil pressure gauge in there, so I'm not gonna let it run long. I'm gonna hurry up and shut it back down. All in all, I guess I can't complain about that. It kind of just seemed like it maybe had some air in the fuel system. Didn't try any of the functions with it either. We're kind of jammed up here with low boys and everything. We're gonna go ahead and probably get this one loaded first and then worried about the one we just started. So in addition to our 2 beautiful $3,500 wheel loaders here, I also picked up this little pneumatic tire Clark forklift. It's a nice small one, but it's got pneumatic tires on it, so it could actually roam around in the gravel pretty good. I think that'll be a nice compromise for back at the shop. Small enough and nimble enough to get around in the building, but also capable enough to get around outside, so you're not switching between machines. And if it's a pile of junk, I'm only in it for 900 bucks, so I think I could probably get it running and sell it for more than that. But anyway, the plan is I'm going to attempt to get that thing into the bucket of that loader and drive it up on there. We shall see. This first one that I'm going to attempt to load here has 2 flat tires on it on one side, which is going to make it really lopsided to operate. The best part about both of these machines here is that the throttle pedal is just rusted clean off of both of them. So you really can't give it any gas from in here. I can't believe how well this one just fires right up. Oh yeah, we're leaning hard. Hard leaning. I tell you what, the hydraulics are nice and quick on this thing. It's going. At least it wants to. If I could give it some gas, it would probably go pretty good. We might need to rig up like a string or something in here down to the throttle.
That's the perfect bucket-sized forklift. Well, the good news is it fits. Oh no. I think the deck is going to be the problem. Oh, that poor trailer. That's not so bad. Oh God. He's right at the rail. You're like riding the rail with the rim like a train. Choo-choo. Yeah. That's probably good right there.
Go down the road like that.
Oh yeah, it'll go.
Like that.
Yeah. We'll throw a chain on it. He goes, that guy goes, are you gonna go down the road like this? I said, yeah. I said, you guys are insane. I said, we'll put a chain on it.
Yeah.
I like how the starter like wound up.
Attention spring.
Yeah.
That hydraulic pump does not sound happy, Bob.
You better get her on there. Watch Gino's. Oh, you got to run the throttle.
Give her, bud. Bud, I'm ready to give her. Bud, give her. Give her. I bet it's out of fluid. What? I bet it's out of fluid. Yeah.
I don't know why it would be.
Get it straight. All right.
Oh, oh.
A little bit more. A little bit. All right, cut it out. Got a big ass forklift over here. Yeah.
I think it'll pick it.
I'm gonna stand there while we. All right, steer it.
This way, left.
Keep going. Left. Steer it. More. Okay, cut it off. Well, you're a trooper, bud. That was the only way I could see that happening.
Yeah.
It kept drifting back. I think you need a hose.
I think you're right, Jimmy. Well, we tried to get the other one running, and it does run, but the transmission, I think, is out of go-go juice. She doesn't want to move, so luckily they have this big, beautiful Doosan here, making our lives easy today. You want to try to get him up here more?
Yeah, I want to get it. We'll try and get the bucket to rest up here. We'll pull the valve and let it go up.
He can still get 3 feet your way.
I know. Hold it right there. I'm going to hook up and pull the trailer forward a little bit.
Nailed it.
You might have to start it up. Hold on. Good. Good, have him put it down. Just... See if it'll pick up at all. All right, shut it off. That's good.
All right, we're all loaded up, chained down. Gino, me, and Sam are gonna rendezvous down at, there's a lower auction yard too. And I have one more special little treat down there to pick up. Lots of good junk down here, but I don't see the piece we're looking for yet. Oh, I think she's down there. I believe that's it right there. That Takeuchi TL12 is the last thing I managed to score at this sale. Well, here she be. I don't know anything about it. I didn't look at it before the sale. I saw the pictures as it was selling. I decided to heck with it. I'll bid on it. The only thing it's missing is the power quick connect. That's a bummer. But it has an enclosed cab with AC and everything, so we'll see. All right, let's see if she's gonna run. Hey! Fired right up. 4,500 hours. It's a bit more hours than I would have liked. What are you gonna do? The TL12 is the next step up and newer from the machine I have at home. So I figured, at the very least, I got a good enough buy on this unit at 19,000 that I could trade it out for the unit I have at home if it's nicer, or if it's not, I'll send it down the road and still be money ahead, I think.
Whoa!
Spin around and back it on.
Hey, you're not gonna get it. Oh. It's got a little Be Gentle, It's a Rental look to it.
I like it.
I don't think you need to chain it down.
Yeah, I
think so. That's a load. We have a full load here for one Gino. I mean, something could have gone right there yet. It hit no. It hit that.
Oh, it hit the lock.
It hit the lever. You hit your lock lever. Little crib block action.
You like it?
I like it. We are factory now. Got it.
That is a load, boys and girls. We are cinched down, ready to roll. We're rolling into the auctions 3 low boys deep nowadays. Things are getting dangerous. Fancy meeting y'all here. Well, we made her back. Time to unload this junk. Okay, I pulled the forklift out of the bucket so it's a little bit easier to maneuver off the trailer. It was pretty tough getting it on here yesterday with those flat tires. Not to mention my deck boards kept giving out as I was traveling further onto the trailer. So it's pretty touch and go there for a second, but we managed. But it'll definitely be easier without that extra weight in the front end. Well, it's a couple days later after our major auction haul, and we are going up to the Ritchie Brothers sale right now to pick up the last item that I have yet to get, and I can't move it. Buddy Gino is up here. I'm meeting him. He is gonna help me get this thing back to the farm, and then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with it, because I did not anticipate owning this unit, but I think I got a good enough deal on it. I'm not upset about owning it. So we're pulling in right now. Let's check this thing out. If you guys have not figured out what I managed to snag up yet, pause the video, go down and leave your guess, because I'm pulling up to it right now. If you thought it was a Cat 336, you're wrong. But if you thought it was the Hitachi 450, then boy, you were right. I can't hardly believe it, but I was able to snag up this excavator for exactly what me and Sam were talking about at the sale. $20,000, and she's mine. So this is a big girl. This is 51 tons of excavating power. So this is slightly lighter than the D9, but a heck of a lot more modern, usable machine than the D9. I mean, the D9's usable too, but this is still a very job-worthy piece of equipment. And for 20 grand, I think we're in it at a good price. We can stand to make some money on this thing, because I sure don't need it just lingering around the farm, that's for sure. I guess let's go ahead and get this thing warming up. It's not real cold today, but it's chilly. Fire's right up like nothing. Seat's not in too terrible a shape. Cab in general is in pretty good shape. Catwalks aren't all smashed up. I think she's a pretty good unit. I like it. mean, that's the most I got to move it around, obviously. Couldn't do that during the auction, but it steers and drives really nice. The drives seem powerful and runs really well. Controls all seem nice on it. I like it. Well, we're loaded up, chained down, got the flags and the lights going, about ready to hit the road. we made her back here to the farm. Just got it unchained, about ready to walk it off. Oh boy.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
She is a big gal. Well guys, we got all of our auction purchases home finally, and that is exciting. Well guys, it was another very successful yet expensive trip to the auctions. And I'm gonna go ahead and blame Buddy Sam for this one. This was not really in the cards. I think if it wasn't for Sam telling me about that other auction, we probably maybe would have just come home with the excavator and the truck. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he was kind of egging me on the excavator, so I'd only come home with the truck. But all in all, I think I am very happy with what's going on. Of course, we still have to go through all of them, but my initial impressions on just about everything here is good. The only thing that I know for sure we got some issues with is this second loader over here, and from what I can tell, it's got a blown hydraulic line and it's just out of fluid. So if we fix that, we might be back in business. That remains to be seen. Of course, all that and more will be the subject of a future video. So if you guys like seeing me go to the auctions and grab this stuff and bring it back here and go through it, flip it, and end up keeping more of it than I should, be sure you guys stick around for some future videos. But If you guys would do me a big favor, go down in the comments, let me know which item we picked up today is you guys' favorite, which one you guys think is going to be the most profitable, and which ones you think I'm going to end up hanging on to. Also, which one do you want me to work on first? Because they all need a little bit of TLC and going through before I could either keep them or sell them. So in your comment, also let me know which one you guys want to see come up into the shop and get worked on first. Outside of that, I just want to remind you guys about merchandise. We are coming into the holiday season, and I know it's early, but that is the time when you want to order. You don't want to be worrying about ordering a week before Christmas and making sure you get stuff on time. So if you think you're going to be interested in some merchandise for the holidays, for you, yourself, your friends, whatever, we've got some cool t-shirt designs, we've got some hoodies, we've got some beer koozies, we got sticker packs, all that and more over at the store. That's dieselcreek.com. But make sure you guys place your orders sooner than later if you think you want to get them in time for the holidays. That's all I've got to say about that. So until the next time, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.